Malik Mustapha, 80 tackles last season, only one pick, only one half sack. So my question immediately is why? We just kind of talked about it. This guy is regarded, here's one draft analysis, elite athletic skills, made Bruce Feldman's freaks list at number 59, something, 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 something. But 80 tackles is good. One pick, half a sack. Okay, why? Why is that? Why does that those numbers don't match what his athleticism looks like? Um, I think when I watch this tape, for me, my notes are he has great range, but he has not been coached at an NFL level at Wake Forest. The coach, he has not been prepared to play NFL football yet. Physically, he can do it. But in terms of identifying scheme, identifying routes, pre-snap, kind of the processing stuff, etc., he's got some work to be done. He doesn't always take good angles to the football. He can certainly improve his tackling. One thing he can do, and it's very unique, and it'll translate to the National Football League, he can fool a quarterback because his range and his speed is so great. All right. But he does rely on his athleticism too much for the National Football League today. Going to need a great secondary coach. They run a system at Wake Forest that promotes aggressive behavior and a little bit of predetermined lanes instead of reading your keys and moving and acting. So that processing is taken away from him a little bit, and that's not no fault of his. That's just how they play the game. He's going to need some time to develop, but if you have a guy that you're like, I hired this coach. Here's the thing about the National Football League, guys. Sometimes they hire a coach because it's your kid. Sometimes they hire a coach because a friend told you, hey, hire this guy. Sometimes they hire a coach because they need a guy who's good at like Microsoft. Sometimes they hire a coach. Rarely they hire a coach because he's the best developer of talent available, right? That last one's rare. But if they hire that guy and they've got him in that, and he goes to this building, this kid could be special for sure. Let's take a look. Effortless play speed. You see the read. Just comes down and just the way this guy moves. So this is interesting. So they're kind of playing like a 3 safety look, but really this guy's going to rob the middle and he's already predetermined to come down. So you look here with the handoff, he's teeing off the running back and he feels like he can play it inside out because he's so fast. He gets caught up in the wash a little bit. So you don't know if you love the angles, but you do like the fact that like when you've got guys that are really fast, they kind of see things differently than everybody else. And so I don't know if I think anything about the angle he took other than it just shows that he's a really, really fast guy and he feels like I love the fact that he tracks inside out. So you see here he's in the back. I didn't highlight it. Let me go back there real quick. We're just trying to show. So he's lined up just inside the hash at the 30-yard line. You just see the turn in the range. It's just effortless, man. He's just running on the line, looking back, no slowing down. Easy way to cover speed, huge strides. So they got this shell look, and they're going to cross his face, okay? Off the trip side. So they got this shell look, and he's got to pick up backside here. And you just see how easy this is for him running with these guys. It's just effortless. He's just he's jogging half speed, waiting for this stuff to happen. Obviously, the quarterback's going to go to the dig underneath. I think the 2 receivers down here screwed up and got in each other's way. But having said that, you know, it's just so easy for this guy to cover deep. He's just got ridiculous range. Now we talk about Hunt and Hammer and being a guy that, again, my criteria, you got to be over 205, right? And under a 4.5. And that's exactly what he is. He's 209, runs a 4.33. So you want to be able to come down here when you're on the goal line and just, especially right now when you already got a guy hanging on, I don't want to hit him with my chest. I want to hit him with the top of my shoulder pads. I want to run through this block, and I don't want him to gain into the ground. I want to see a guy just absolutely get demolished here and lay flat for no gain after contact. And he ends up kind of rolling him around. He doesn't actually get into the end zone here, so we'll see the next play, but I'm not thrilled about that. Now we look at he's coming off the edge. He's right in the middle of the field on the 5-yard line. He takes that angle. You want him to take the tighter angle off the backside of the tackle for the same reasons we talked about. we go back to the start of this play, and you see backs offset. Okay, so if they're going play side and those are going towards the back with the quarterback keeper, I'm sure they know this already, given what they have over there in that bunch look. Then he's got to know I got to get to that flat position, and then I can always work back off the line of scrimmage. I don't want to go too high and have to track backwards. Right, so we can improve the lane discipline a little bit, but you just see the speed, the closing speed ends up making the play here. Again, this is a great college play. For the NFL play, you might need to get a little bit better just because of the speed of the players as far as angles. Now, we got man coverage across the board. We're rock and rolling the safeties. Okay, so they're starting off in a 2. They're really going to drop to a single high. You see what happens here. So we got the dig, we got the curl, we got the crosser on the inside of the trips. And you just see the range here, man. He just gets all the way over from hash to hash, almost picks this ball off. So again, we're at the hash mark, top hash mark at the 50-yard line. And they're all in man. And you just see he's reading the quarterback's eyes and trying to play a robber or a lurk position right now. And just he gets across the hash mark in the time that ball's thrown. Speed, man. You can teach it, but the old adage is you can't teach speed, and this guy's got a ton of it. Want to be the hammer, not the nail here. And I think this comes up a couple times when watching this guy. I don't know that I love his tackling. You like that he got in the way there, I suppose. But you want to see some improvement in the tackling, and then this one is unacceptable. So he's got the sideline to help him. He tracks near hip here. You either push him out of bounds, you make a clear tackle. And unfortunately for him, and this is the problem, right? He's in a bad position. He has him cut back inside for no reason whatsoever. And luckily, the trailing tackler makes the play. But this is not a combo tackle situation. You don't give up the sideline as a friend, right? When you just try to knock the hell out of that guy on his near hip. You see the space, and the reason I show this, he's in the middle here. So he's playing cover 2. He looks like he's dropping to the middle. He's on the, what's that, like the 35-yard line, almost in the middle of the field here. And you see he's covering this side, but you're relying too much on your speed now, right? You can't give somebody with an NFL-style quarterback that kind of space, because they're going to be able to throw him open. Right. Once you get to level, you got to trust your speed and get a little bit closer, so you can close this gap, because this ball could be on a rope if you're in the National Football League. Now, again, this play ends up not being a big deal because he drops the ball. But from a discipline standpoint, from a footwork standpoint, but really maybe most importantly for the Green Bay Packers, who have had just trouble with guys tackling, I don't know if the Wake Forest guy, as talented as he is the right guy for the job right now. Don't know the secondary coach for Green Bay. Do know the secondary has been mediocre for the last couple of years. Jay Alexander had his worst season last year. I don't think that's anybody's fault necessarily in the building, other than Jair, whether he's injured, whether he's going through something, weather. But at his level, it becomes a lot less about coaching and a lot more about where your head's at. But I don't know, just given Darnell Savage, given Eric Stokes, given all these guys, and the kind of we'll just call it mediocre play, average play for the NFL secondary. I don't know that he's a guy that I look at and go, I want to entrust the development of first rounder with that room right now. Both personalities in the room, that might be part of it. And then obviously the guy who's running the room. So he's probably a no for me certainly in the first. Maybe he's that 41st, not the 41st pick, but the second round pick. What number did I have there? 58. And I'd only say that maybe he's a third round guy, certainly, maybe, but athletically, he's a first round athlete, but he's not a first round talent right now.